All right, so let's start 9.2. So these are some questions from 9.2. So what is the value of x? Well, we know that this is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So we should already know that the answer is 9 square root of 2. But let's see if we didn't. So you first have to do 45, 45, 90, x, x, x square root of 2. So my x here is 9. My other x is, I don't know. Wait, let's change this to L because of the fact that we already have an x over here. So I'm going to clear some of this up. So because we have an x that we want to find, let's make this L, and L square root 2. So that means what is corresponding? Whoops, my bad, I'm going too fast. So this 45 is corresponding to, I don't know, nothing. So let's say A. This 45 is corresponding to 9. And this is corresponding to x. So the only one that we actually know that has a value for L is 9. So if L is 9, what is A? Well, it's obviously 9 because L and L are the same thing. And now this L is going to also be what? 9. So the answer should just be, this is going to go onto here. So x should equal 9 square root of 2. And that's what we got over here. Okay? So once again, guys, x is 6 and y is 6 square root 2. But if you don't know that, 45, 45, 90. Look, they have x's and y's, so let's put L, 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 L square root 2. So 45 is corresponding to the x. 45 is also corresponding to the 6. And 90 is corresponding to the y. Once again, the only one that we can equate to L, we can't equate L to x. That's not going to give us anything. We can't equate L square root 2 and y. That's two variables. So we can only do L and 6. So if L is equal to 6, then x is also equal to 6, and y would be 6 square root 2. So we have 6 and 6 square root 2. Okay. So now let's do this one. Okay, look. This is an equilateral triangle because of 60, 60. And if we do the triangle angle sum theorem, this is also 60. And if this is 60, and I know that this is a perpendicular line, that some point on the line, this point is equidistant to the endpoints of that segment that was perpendicularly intersected, then I know it's also a perpendicular bisector. Okay? So that means that in an equilateral triangle, all sides are 34. But if this side right here was bisected, then that means this has to be 17. So now I have a couple measurements. Okay, so let's write, oh, also, if this whole side is 60 and this is a perpendicular bisector, it's also an angle bisector. So that means this is actually 30 degrees right here. So let's write that. 30, 60, 90 is L, L square root 3, and 2L. Okay, so corresponding to the 30 is 17. Corresponding to the 60 is x. And corresponding to the 90 is 34. Okay, so the only one, I could actually set this one and this one equal to each other, but why would I do that? Make my life more complicated. I'm just going to do this one. So that means if L is 17, then wouldn't this just be 17 square root of 3? And it is. Okay? So once again, we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle, which has the ratio of L, L square root 3, and 2L. Okay, so 30 is corresponding to the y, 60 is corresponding to the 3 square root of 3. And the 90 is corresponding to the x. So the only one that we can set equal to equal something is these two. So let's set these two equal to each other. So this would be L square root of 3 is equal to 3 square root of 3 divided by square root of 3 divided by square root of 3. These two are going to cancel. And this is L equals 3. So if L equals 3, then what else equals 3? Well, y has to equal 3. And if L equals 3, x, which is equal to 2L, has to be 6. Because this is a 3. So y is 3 and x is 6. Okay. So once again, this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So 30, 60, 90. What's this is L square root of 3 and 2L. Okay. So this 30 is corresponding to the x, the 60 is corresponding to the y, and the 90 is corresponding to the 24. So the one that I can set equal to help me find L is this one. So now 2L is equal to 24. Well, that's pretty simple, right? Isn't L just 12? And if L is 12, what is x? Well, x is also 12. And that means that y is 12 square root 3. Okay? So what is the side length of the smallest square plate on which a 34 centimeter chopstick can fit along a diagonal? So that means this is 34. Since it's a square, I already know that this happened and a diagonal is going to bisect the angles in a square, right? We know that. In a square, the diagonals bisect the angles. So this is 45, 45. So let's do 45, 45, 90 triangle. This is L square root 2. So 45 is corresponding to the, I don't know, A, and this is B. So this is A, this is B, and the 90 is corresponding to the 34. So the only one that I can set equal is these two guys. So this is L square root of 2 is equal to 34. Divide by square root of 2, divide by square root of 2. Once again, I cannot leave a radical on the denominator. So I'm going to multiply it by itself to get rid of it. So now there's going to be L equals 34 square root of 2 over 2. Because any radical times itself is just the number that was inside. So square root of a million times square root of a million is a million. And now 34 and 2 can be simplified. So my L is 17 square root of 2. And if my L is 17 square root of 2, wouldn't my A and B also be 17 square root of 2? Yep, it's 17 square root of 2, but they want us to round it to the nearest tenth. So let's do, what is the decimal version of 17 square root of 2? I'm gonna take out my calculator. Two square root times 17. Rounded, our answer is 24.0416, but they wanted the nearest tenth, so our answer is just 24.0. Yes, you do have to put the 0.0 if they ask you to round to the nearest tenth. Okay? There you go. Okay, what's this one? A bridge has 45, 45, 90. Oh my god, it's even easier. They literally gave it to me. So let's write that. This should be L square root 2. If the hypotenuse of each support is 8 feet, But look at that, they already gave us the hypotenuse because 90 is the hypotenuse. So let's say this is B and this is A. So that means I set this one equal. L square root of 2 equals 8. Divide by square root of 2. Divide by square root of 2. Once again, I cannot have a radical, so I'm going to do this. So L is equal to 8 square root of 2 over 2. This will simplify, so my L is actually equal to 4 square root of 2. The length of the first leg, well, the legs are the same. So this leg and this leg are the same. So what's my answer? 4 square root of 2. Okay. 30, 60, 90 triangle. If the hypotenuse of the outer triangle is 25, find the lengths of the legs of the triangle. Okay, so let's find that. I'm gonna name the shorter side A and the longer side B. How do I know it's the shorter or longer? Because this is corresponding to the 30 and this corresponding to the 60. So this side has to be longer than this side. So let's do that. 30, 60, 90. This is L. L square root 3 and 2L. Okay? So what's corresponding to the 30 is A. What's corresponding to 60 is B. And what's corresponding to the 90 is 25. Okay. So, okay, let's do this. This one. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. This is in feet, guys. This is expressed in feet. But your answer is in inches. Wow, this one's tricky. Because I had to look, I was like, we're not going to get 150. So this will be what? 2L equals 25 divided by 25 divided by 2 divided by 2. So L should be what? 12.5, right? 12.5. So if L is 12.5, so I'm going to change this 12.5 feet into inches. So that means I'm going to do this. 1 foot equals 12 inches. This will get canceled. So what's my final answer in inches? 12.5 times 12. 150. So 150 inches. So that means my L is equal to 150 inches. So that means my A has to be 150, and A is the shorter side. So the shorter side is 150, and then the longer side must be 150 square root of 3, right there. Okay? And last one. So let's tackle this one step at a time. I already know my answer for A and C. Why do I know my answer for A and C? Because if the hypotenuse is 15 square root of 2, well, don't we know that this is the L value? So what do A and C have to be? 15, 15. But in case you didn't know that, let's do it from the beginning. So I would first do the 45, 45, 90. I would do this one just because it's easier. So once again, this we know is also this because of linear pair. So this is, whoops. So this is also 45. So let's do 45, 45, 90 triangle, which is L, L, L square root 2. So what is corresponding to this is C. Corresponding to this one is A. And corresponding to this is 15 square root of 2. So we got to set these equal to each other. L square root of 2 is equal to 15 square root of 2, square root of 2, square root of 2. Oh, look at that. They cancel. So what is L? 15. So if L's 15, then that means A and C also have to be 15. So 15, 15. Okay, let's do the next one. Okay, this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. How do I know that? Because I have the 90 right here, the 30 right here, so this has to be the 60. Let's do it in red. So this has to be 60. So let's do 30, 60, 90. This is L. L square root 3 and 2L. Okay. So now what is corresponding to the 30 is A. Wait, don't we already know A? Yeah, we already know A. What's A again? A was 15, right? Yeah, A was 15 because of this. So that means this is actually 15. The 60 is opposite to the D. And the 90 is corresponding to the B. Okay? So if L... So look, if L is equal to 15, then that means D would be 15 square root of 3. And then B would be 2 times 15, which is 30. 30. All right.